Hello students, so let us have another problem. Okay, here we need to determine Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit here. Okay, so this is the circuit. We need to find Norton's equivalent circuit from A and B terminals. Okay, so this network to the left of this A and B terminal should be replaced with the current source in parallel with a resistor. That is nothing but Norton's equivalent circuit, right? So we are going to perform Norton's theorem here. Norton's theorem states that any linear two-terminal network having voltage sources, current sources and resistances can be replaced by a current source, by a simple network having current source in parallel with a resistor. Okay, so what is the current source value? Which is short circuit current between A and B terminals, and resistance is equivalent resistance. Okay, so we are going to do Norton's theorem here. So we need to find our Norton's current and Norton's resistance. Okay, IN is Norton's current here, which is a short circuit current. In Thevenin's theorem it was open circuit voltage. In Norton's theorem it is short circuit current. So RN is equivalent resistance between A and B terminal. From equivalent resistance looking from A, B terminals. Okay, so we have already got basic idea about how to resolve a network equivalent resistance. Okay, now I am going to find our short circuit current here, which is Norton's current. Finding Norton's current here. Okay, how can you find this? We are going to short circuit the terminals here. So these terminals must be short circuited. We need this current IN. Okay, so how can you do that? So let us redraw the circuit here. If you observe here, 6 ohm resistor is being bypassed. Here I am redrawing the circuit. Okay, this is 5 ohms. And here we have a current source of 25 amperes, and here we have a 2 ohm resistor. So here I have replaced 6 ohm resistor with open circuit because there was a short circuit against our 6 ohm resistor. Here you can see parallel to 6 ohm resistor there is a short circuit, so current will definitely flow through the short circuit instead of 6 ohm resistor. So the 6 ohm resistor is treated as redundant. Okay, the 6 ohm resistor is treated as redundant. Okay, there is no useful work being done by the 6 ohm resistor here. So that's why I am going to replace it with a open circuit, because no current is flowing through it, so current will be 0 through this 6 ohm resistor. Okay, so now if you observe this is a current source going to divide into two currents here. Okay, so this is, let us say I1, this is I2. So this is what we need, IN, right? We need IN here. We are going to find IN here. So IN is nothing but I1 here. I1, which is equal to, if you apply current division rule, current is being divided into two currents here. So source current is 25 amperes. Okay, and into opposite resistance is 2 ohms by total resistance 3 plus 4 plus 2. Okay, that is 50 by 9. Yes, so that will be equal to 5.55 amperes. Okay, we got our Norton's current value. Norton's current, that is nothing but short circuit current at A and B terminals, is IN is 5.55 amperes. Okay, we got one variable out of 2. Okay, we need to find our equivalent resistance now. Let us find it. For that I am going to take the circuit here. So here we need to find our equivalent resistance between A and B terminals. Okay, so here we have a 6 volt resistor, right? 6 ohm. Now we need to find equivalent resistance looking from A and B terminals here. Okay, this is what we are going to find, equivalent resistance. So now we are going to find Norton's equivalent resistance. Norton's resistance that is Rn here. Okay, we are going to find this. So that is nothing but equivalent resistance. So here we have a 25 amperes current source. Okay, because it is a current source, while performing equivalent resistance, we are going to replace them with internal source, with internal resistance. Current source will be replaced with open circuit. Okay, so the network will become like this, open circuit. This current source will be removed. Okay, so as current source is being removed here, there is no useful work being done by this 5 ohms resistor, because no current will flow through this. So this will become redundant now, because it won't come under our equivalent circuit. Okay, so I am redrawing the rest of the circuit here. 3 ohms, 4 ohms. Here we have a 2 ohms resistor, and here we have a 6 ohm resistor. Okay, so this is what we are going to find, equivalent resistance between A and B. So if you observe this here, this one, this is a series connection of resistors, right? So 2 ohms, 2 plus 3 plus 4 are series connection of resistance is in parallel with 6 ohm resistor. That is nothing but our equal resistance, right? So that is nothing but 9 ohms is in parallel with 6 ohm resistor. The value of the resistance is equal to 9 into 6 by 9 plus 6, which is equal to, so equal resistance value of our circuit is 3.21 ohms. 3.21 ohms. This is our Norton's resistance, which is nothing but equal resistance of the network when all the independent sources are replaced with their internal resistance. Okay, so here we got two variables. First one is IN, which is equal to 5.55 amperes, and Rn, which is equal to 3.21 amperes. Okay, so these are the two variables required to draw our Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay, we have obtained both of them. Now I am going to draw Norton's equivalent circuit here. Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay, so which is consisting of a current source in parallel with a resistance. Okay, here current source value is our Norton's current value, and resistance is Norton's resistance between terminals A and B. Okay, the entire circuit is now being replaced with a current source and a resistance, and having current source values 5.55 amperes. Okay, and resistance is 3.21 ohms. Okay, so this is Norton's equivalent circuit. So this is how we are going to calculate for Norton's equivalent circuit. Let us take another problem having dependent sources. So we are going to see how the network should be solved with a dependent source. Okay, so here we have another problem. Here we need to obtain Norton's equivalent circuit for the given circuit between A and B terminals. Okay, so if you observe this, there are two independent sources available in the network. Okay, so you will come to know how we can solve this using different theorems. Okay, so here let us try to solve for Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay, we are going to apply Norton's theorem here. Okay, so what is Norton's theorem? We are going to replace that circuit with a current source and a resistance in parallel, that is Rn, right? So we need to find IN and Rn here. Okay, so that is the idea here. Let us solve for IN. Okay, so I am going to solve it for IN, which is Norton's current here. Okay, so let us solve for Norton's current here. So what is Norton's current here? That is nothing but your short circuit current. Okay, so how can you find it? Here I am going to short circuit A and B terminals here. So this is what I am going to find, IN. Okay, so here you have two sources, independent sources here, and we need current through one branch. So how you are going to find the current here? Think about it. How can you solve if a circuit has more than one independent source? How can you solve for that variable? Okay, so you can strike one theorem, that is called superposition theorem. So this is how you are going to solve networks using your theorems. Okay, so if you are aware of superposition theorem, which I have explained so far, okay, you can apply that theorem here because we need to find IN here, which is due to two independent sources. So we are going to find the responses due to individual sources, and we are going to find our IN at the end. Okay, so this is how you are going to use your beautiful theorems to solve the network. Okay, so here I am going to apply superposition theorem first to find Norton's current, then we can replace it with Norton's equivalent resistance. Okay, so for that I am going to take this circuit. Okay, let us solve for different sources. So here we have two sources. I am applying superposition theorem. We have two independent sources. Okay, so here we have 100 volt source and a 20 volt source here. So let us take 100 volt source. So due to 100 volt source you are going to get response I1, and due to 20 volt source you are going to get response I2. So at the end we are going to add both of them to get our Norton's current. So this is superposition theorem, right? So let us take 100 volt source effect due to 100 volt source here. Okay, effect due to 100 volt source. That means the remaining sources will be replaced with the internal resistance. Okay, so for that I am going to remove our 20 volt source here, and I am going to redraw the circuit here. And here you can observe that let us take I1 as response due to 100 volt source here. Okay, if we are doing due to 100 volt source, so 20 volt source will be removed, replaced with short circuit because it is voltage source. Okay, so these are the things we need to define before doing Thevenin's theorem. Okay, so I am going to redraw the circuit with 100 volt source effective. Okay, so here 1 ohm, here we are going to replace it with short circuit. Here we have 10 ohms and 2 ohms here. And if you observe this 10 ohms source or 10 ohms resistor is being short circuited. Okay, that is nothing but bypassed here. So here this 10 ohms resistor is redundant, so I am replacing with open circuit. Okay, so here we are left with a short circuit. Okay, okay, so here if you observe 10 ohms and 2 ohms are in parallel. Okay, so that is nothing but I am rearranging the circuit here. 10 ohms and 2 ohms will be in parallel. Okay, now we need to find this current IN here, I1 response due to 100 ohms, 100 volt source. Okay, so we need to find I1 here. So how can you find here? You can apply nodal analysis, or you can solve for directly total current. Here you can find for total current I total. Okay, so that is being divided into I2 and I1 here. So you can find I1. Okay, I total can be found by total voltage source by total impedance, that is represented with a Z. Z is impedance of the network, total impedance of the network looking from source. Okay, so I am going to find Z here. Z is nothing but total resistance applied on our voltage source. Here this is 10 and 2 are in parallel, and it is in series with 1 ohm. Okay, so the Z is nothing but 10 is in parallel with 2 and the combination is in addition with 1 ohm. So this is nothing but Z. Okay, so 10 into 2 by 10 plus 2 plus 1 ohm, so that will come with 2.67 ohms. Okay, so this is the total resistance seen by our voltage source. It is nothing but this is 100 volt source, right? So the total impedance seen by our 100 volt source is nothing but 2.67 ohms. This is what it means. So you can find the current through the loop here now. Okay, that is nothing but I total. Total current can be found now. That is nothing but voltage by impedance, which equal to voltage is 100 by impedance is 2.67, which equal to 37.5 amperes. So total current is 37.5 amperes. Here the total current which is being delivered by source is 37.5 amperes. Now you can apply current division rule here. Okay, you don't need to follow this method. You can apply any method you have, okay, you don't need to follow. So I am using my technique to solve the network. Okay, I am finding I1 here, response due to 100 volt source here. I1 is total current IT into opposite resistance. Opposite resistance is 10 ohms here by total resistance 2 plus 10. So here we need to look for only the resistance involving in current sharing. Here the two resistance involving current sharing are 10 and 2 ohms only. That's why I replaced them only. So here 1 ohm is not participating in current division. Okay. So let us apply current division here. Total current is 37.5 into 10 by 12. So that will come with like 31.2 or something. Okay. So this is our response due to 100 volts, 31.25. Okay. This is response due to 100 volt source, 31.25 amperes. We are going to get two values due to two sources. Okay, this is due to one source. Now we are going to find response effect due to our 20 volt source here. Okay, so let us take the circuit again. We are going to get, I am taking a circuit here. Yes, here is a circuit. Okay, we are going to find effect due to our 20 volt source now. So this is Thevenin's theorem only. Okay, we are not performing Norton's now. We are taking the help of Thevenin's theorem. Sorry, we are taking the help of Norton's superposition theorem to solve Norton's theorem network. Okay, so 100 volt source will be short circuited. Let us assume I2 is response due to 20 volt source here. Okay, so I am going to find I2 here. For that I am going to replace the 100 volt source with short circuit because it is voltage source. That should be removed. That means short circuited. Okay, I am short circuiting. 100 volt source here. Now we need to find IN. So here the 10 ohms resistor will be redundant. So I am removing it. So I am redrawing the circuit. Here we have a voltage source, and here we have a parallel connected two resistors, 1 ohm and 10 ohms. Okay, and this is connected to 2 ohm, and here we have short circuit. So this is our circuit now. Okay, so this is 20 now, this is 2 ohms. So you can find the total current, that is nothing but your I2 here. Okay, this is a very simple network, you can solve for it. So I am finding the parallel combination of resistance, equivalent resistance here. So that is 1 ohm is in parallel with 10, right, by 1 plus 10. Okay, R equivalent, which is equal to 10 by 11, which is equal to 0.91 ohm. Okay, so if you substitute that resistance in the circuit will become like this, 0.91 ohm, and you have a series resistance of 2 ohm, and here you have a short circuit where you need to find I2 here. Okay, this is 20. Now we can find I2, which is equal to voltage source by two resistors R1 plus R2. If we assume it as R1 and it as R2, this is our voltage source 20 volts. So you can find I2 here, I2 equal to 20 by 2 plus 0.91, okay, which equal to 6.872 amperes. So we got I2 here. So I2 value is 6.872 amperes. This is response due to 20 volt source, right? So we got response due to two sources here. We are going to add them. So the combined response due to 100 volts, 20 volts sources is IN, which is equal to I1 plus I2 here, which equal to I1 is 31.25 plus I2 is 6.872 amperes. So the sum will be around 38 amperes. Okay, so this is our Norton's current. Now we are going to find Norton's resistance, that is nothing but equivalent resistance. For that we need to have the help of our circuit. This is Norton's current. So let us take the circuit again. Here we have the circuit. Now we are going to find the Norton's resistance, that is equivalent resistance. You can simply find it. Okay, so I am going to replace 100 volts source, 20 volt source with short circuit to find the equivalent resistance. Okay, so that is nothing but I am removing two sources here. This will be 2 ohms. Okay, two sources will be short circuited here. So these two are short circuited. Now we are going to see from A and B terminals to find the equivalent resistance. Okay, so we need to look between. We need to look from our A and B terminals. Okay, so this is equivalent resistance. So you know how to solve it, right? So here these two are parallel and the rest will be in series. Okay, and resultant will be in parallel. Okay, you know how to solve it, right? So the resultant equivalent will be 1 is in parallel with 10, and this entire combination will be in series with 2, and this entire combination will be in parallel with 10. So that is your equivalent resistance. Okay, so this is how you are going to find it, and do the calculations and submit it in the notes. So you are going to get the value as 2.253. If you do it properly, you are going to get the value as 2.253 ohms. Okay, this is your Norton's resistance. So here we have two variables, Norton's resistance and Norton's current. So you can find the Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay, so I am going to find Norton's equivalent circuit. Okay, so let us do that. Norton's equivalent circuit is nothing but a current source in parallel with a resistor. Okay, so current source value is around 38 amperes. This is Norton's current, and resistance is 2.253 ohms. This is Norton's resistance between terminals A and B. So this is how you are going to solve a network using different theorems. Okay, you can use any other theorems when it is required. Okay.